That's what gifted means to me.
True dog ate my homework.
I can make a website.
Nerd, I love it.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi, Grace. Do you want to go first?
Sure. What made you switch from software engineering to teaching at Nueva?
This is a really good question. I think I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher, but I was in denial. And I was teaching a lot on the side already, just because I loved it that much. And engineering school was fun in its own way, but there is so much pressure to go into the professional world, and I don't regret that. Like, I love the problems I worked on. I went super deep, but eventually got to a point I was coding remotely for like 8 hours a day, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I miss the teaching. So I just started substitute teaching at my local elementary school. I just loved being in the classroom, and that was it. I was like, no looking back.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, but I still get to do engineering, as you know, and learn things so that I could teach. And you took a class with me. Is there a lesson from that class that's been particularly useful to you?
Oh, many. Well, first of all, to make backups of your code so you don't lose them to GitHub. That was traumatizing.
That was so intense.
Yeah.
I mean, we both had like tears. We were like holding back tears. Like, true dog ate my homework. Like, version control deleted my software. But I think the most amazing part about it, where you were like, you know what, I built it once. It was really hard, but it's going to be easier the second time.
The more broad lessons, I guess, would be to trust the process, especially because it was so complicated and like so new to me, especially because I took object-oriented programming after, which might have been helpful before. But then after 3 months, something clicked in my brain and I was like, I can make a website. I was like finally comfortable in React and JS and Mongoose. And then I got there because I trusted the process.
You did. You
Yeah.
did. Have you built websites since?
A couple, like, I've been doing a lot of like stuff on Wix and Squarespace and stuff like that.
Nice.
And you can custom code little elements. And so I put in little marquees and like
Yes.
fun little
You love the
things.
marquees.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't seen this many marquees on a website since the 90s.
I love marquees.
They're coming back.
They're so much fun.
It's just hilarious that somebody made an HTML element to be a marquee.
But the thing is,
Who
the
thought that
marquee
was
element
important?
is not even good. Like, you have to
No.
make it out of divs, which is sad.
Nerd, I love it.
All right. What was your first impression of me?
I remember you coming in, and I think I knew who you were because of Design with Impact
Yeah.
and like being in the 9th grade. But you have this confidence in like being yourself. You're very vocal about like, I don't know what's going on, but it's okay. Or like I'm in a good mood today, or like I'm in a really bad mood today because I deleted all my code. And for me, I was like, wow, this is a 9th grader who's mature beyond her years because she's comfortable with herself and dressing boldly, like not afraid to express yourself. I think I related and enjoy your communication style because it's really nice to have a student who is just so open and willing to connect. So I was like, oh yeah, Grace could probably rule the world. Like, if you stood up in that class and you're like, everybody, like, come on, stop complaining about React. Like, we can do it. You know, you would have tipped the scale.
That's really surprising because I remember walking into that class and being like, I felt like a deer in headlights. I did not feel like I was confident at all.
Maybe not in coding, but I think in other ways. What tip would you give to somebody who's new to the Nueva community?
My number one tip would be to put Nueva's outside reputation behind. Now you're in this community and now you get to discover what that is inside of Nueva. Because I was very afraid of all this language around like giftedness and high expectations and all these like amazing colleges that people are going to. And then I got to discover the amazing community that is actually here, and all the teachers who are super supportive, and people are just really like passionate, and that's what gifted means here, at least to me. Discovering that is really important, because then you realize that you're actually just going to a school with a lot of passion for what it's doing.
That's a great way of putting it.
What do you hope your students learn from you?
Gaining courage to move through the unknown, and even like developing an orientation of sort of humor and joy in welcoming mistakes, like stumbling blocks. And then if you're actually pushing yourself, like you're in that space of ambiguity, and teaching students not to panic.
I definitely got that from you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Remember we talked about like if you get error messages, being like, woohoo, error messages. Yeah. Like at least it's saying something to me. At least the console is being like, here's what you did wrong. Yeah, welcoming failure. I'm glad you feel like you got that. Thanks for inviting me to do this.
Yeah, thanks for coming. This was so much fun.
Yeah, pound it.